Guys, it's Angie with Lucky Little Learners, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about literacy interventions, specifically ones that will actually work. So, effective literacy interventions that work specifically for first and second grade, as that is our target area. So, if you are a first or second grade teacher, this training is perfect for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to cover in the next 20 minutes. We are going to be moving fairly quickly. We want to cover how to get your hands on our literacy intervention gift for showing up to this training. I will show you how to do that by the end of this video. We're going to discuss the 5 reading pillars that every classroom teacher should be covering every single day. We'll talk about the priorities for Tier 2 interventions and then some examples of those literacy interventions, and that is the part I'm especially excited about. For attending the session, like I said, you will be getting some free things. We're going to be sending out some small group lesson plans that will be perfect for you in your literacy intervention groups. So let's go ahead and jump right into what are those 5 pillars. So I'm pretty sure way back when you think of going to college for teaching, this was in that foundational language arts course, those 5 important pillars. And I don't know about you, but I remember learning about them, but I don't remember them sticking as importantly as they should have. So I'm here to kind of just reiterate and restate the importance of these 5 pillars. So in our very busy days, it is important that we cover all 5 of these areas of literacy instruction. So the first area is phonemic awareness. Of course, that's the ability to identify and manipulate those sounds in spoken language. It is said that when you're practicing phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, you can do it with your eyes closed. It is nothing to do with text print. So that's a neat little easy way to describe that. When it comes to phonics, that is one of the 5 pillars. Phonics would be that connection between text and the letters and the sounds, the graphemes and the sounds. So actually taking now those sounds that letters make and connecting them to the written print. When we think about that, we're thinking about blends, digraphs, short vowels, long vowels, etc. When it comes to fluency, that is the 3rd pillar. So fluency is that ability to go ahead and take the text and read it effortlessly and with expression. I like to teach my students that you do that if you've got good fluency, you're reading as if it should sound the way you talk. It's not necessarily speed reading. A good fluent reader doesn't mean you're a fast reader. It should sound the way that you speak. And so that would be fluency. The 4th pillar is vocabulary. Of course, that is the understanding of what words mean, the definition of words. That's vocabulary in a nutshell. And of course, comprehension would be where you take all of these 4 concepts and you put them into a story, and you're able to, if you've got good comprehension, your students are able to restate the story, be able to give you details, give you really good understanding of what that story is about. So as a classroom teacher, we need to make sure that all 5 of these pillars are being taught every single day. Now, the focus of this training, going back to the title, is Literacy Interventions at Work. And we are going to just be focusing on our Tier 2 intervention students. So just as a reminder, Tier 2 would be that middle chunk. In prior trainings, I've talked about what Tier 1, 2, and 3 laid out means. And just to recap this really fast, that top Tier 3 is usually like 1, maybe 2 students that are more than a grade level behind. Typically, those students are working with an interventionist and might even be going through the child study process as a possible referral into special education. Tier 2, that would be where we have students that are lacking in their ability to master concepts that are skill specific. Usually about 4 to 5 students, approximately 15% of your class. Those are the kids that we're going to focus on in our video today in regards to the interventions that we would use with them. And then our Tier 1 students, which is going to be the majority of our class, they are the kids that are your whole group instruction is enough. What you're teaching them at grade level content, they're grasping it and they're able to, that's enough for them. So we're going to, like I said, focus on that Tier 2 section, which is that middle chunk, that small group, 4 to 5 students within your classroom. Now, when it comes to your Tier 2 students, and doing literacy interventions, we're going to go back to those 5 pillars, and you are covering those 5 pillars in your instruction whole group throughout the day in your classroom. But when it comes to the interventions, I like to choose to focus on phonemic awareness and phonics with those tier 2 students. Why do I choose those versus fluency, vocabulary, or comprehension? The reason for my thinking here is that in order for students to be fluent or have great vocabulary skills or be able to comprehend the text, they have to be able to have a solid phonemic awareness and phonics understanding. And so when it comes to my tier 2 intervention students, I choose to most of the time spend that time on phonemic awareness skills and phonics skills. And so when I show you some of our examples of interventions in just a minute, you're going to see a lot of those foundational skills, as I feel like those are the most essential. And of course, just a reminder, when you are going to meet with your intervention students, it is of course very important that we're using data to drive those decisions when choosing an intervention. So we're not just pulling out, if we've got level readers, we're not just pulling out a level reader to pull out a level reader. We're using the data that we're learning from assessments prior to meeting with those intervention students and figuring out where their gaps are so that we can teach specifically into those gaps so that we can fill them. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of my favorite literacy interventions that work. I love using this particular intervention because it works on both phonemic awareness and phonics all in one activity. It's also showing the kids the connection between how phonemic awareness and phonics can work together. So with this activity, what the students will do is you will give them a picture card. We have this little cheat sheet here from our literacy intervention kit. So this is card 3, so it's a fan. Sometimes that's helpful. But I will say to the student, this is a picture of a fan. Can you say fan? And then they say fan. And then I will tell them, I want you to say the sounds in the word fan, but I want you to clap for every sound that you say. So f, ah, You can also have them tapped. Ah, You can have them move these circles over up into the sound boxes as well for each one. F, ah, blending those 3 sounds, fan, as you drag your finger along the bottom. And then the phonics part comes in where then you tell them, I want you to write the letters as you say the sounds again. So that's where they would say f, ah, This intervention is another phonemic awareness intervention that works on the concept of deletion. So for this one, I'm going to say something like, we're going to delete the sound in a word to make a new word. Listen to me delete a sound to make a word. So if the word is map, now I will say map without the The new word is app. And then I'll say, now you will make a new word by deleting a sound. Again, these cards aren't necessary. You can go without the cards, but I like to use them. So I would say to the student, say hat. And then they would say hat. And then I would say, now say hat, but don't say h. And they would say at. Say web. They would say web. Now say web, but don't say the w. So this is more of a level 2 phonemic awareness intervention, but a really good one to work on with students. This next phonemic awareness intervention works on the concept of substitution. So I would say to the student that we're going to change a sound in a word to make a new word. And then I will tell them to listen to me change a sound to make the new word. So if the word is bed, I'm going to change the b to a f. And my new word is now fed. Now I will say it's your turn. So I would tell the student, say the word leg. And then I would say, now say leg, but change the l to a p. And their new word would be peg. Say 10. They would say 10. Then I would say, now say 10, but change the t to an and your new word is men. This next intervention, I have heard these called word ladders. There's probably a lot of other names for them. Essentially, this is going to work on a mixture of both phonemic awareness and phonics skills. What you will do is you will start with just giving a small selection of the letters that the students need, whether it be magnet letters or I've seen like the letter tiles. You could even have the kids using a dry erase marker to do this activity as well. We're going to use these magnet letters for this. So I would tell the students, say the word mat. And so they would say mat, and then I say, what 3 sounds do you hear in mat? So this is even before touching the letters. This is the phonemic awareness part. So they would say at. They could clap it, tap it, whatever. Now they're going to use their phonics skills, and they're going to connect those sounds to a letter, or to the letters to make the word mat. And I would tell the students, go ahead and drag your finger along the bottom, saying each sound. At. Now let's change the word mat to pat. Don't worry about your letters, just hearing the word mat. What would change to make mat into pat? And they would ideally tell me that the first sound changed from an to a p. And so we would take the M out and put the P in. Here's the phonics practice, p, at, pat. Now, boys and girls, how would we change pat to pot? What is the sound that's going to change? And they would tell me the middle sound. And so that's that phonemic awareness because they hear it. Now we're going to connect it to the letters. We're going to put the A, change it out to the O, and now we sound them out. P, at. Okay? You can continue this. So now, boys and girls, we're going to change pot to pit. What sound would change? The middle sound. The ah changes to an I. What would that look like? So then we go ahead and have them do that. And we blend it. P, it, pit. Now we're going to change a different sound. We're going to change the word pit to pin. What sound is going to change? They would tell me the end sound. If we take out the t and put an n, we now have the word pin. They'd sound it, and if you want to kick it up a notch for this one, you could go into even some silent E introductory things. How do we make pin into pine? How do we make pine into pain? And you could go on for a while with this one. Build a word is a great way to practice phonics specifically. And we're going to take a look inside of this Build a Word folder here. And before we get started, one of the things in our literacy intervention kit is that we've come up with different word lists and sentence lists that have really come in handy for teachers because we've all been there, you know, in the middle of that lesson. We're trying to come up with those perfect words that fit the phonics skill, but your brain just can't seem to come up with those words. So what we've done is the heavy lifting where we've included, like I said, word and sentence ideas. Let me just scoot this over so that you can see here things that you can use for your intervention lessons, and you see that they're broken down by the phonics skill. So you'll see all of the different phonics skills in here. Just a really, really nice resource. So to practice phonics skills here, let's go ahead and just pull one of these out. Let's pull out the short I. Whoops. Let's pull out the short I. And so if I was teaching this phonics lesson, I would give my students each their own word building folder. This is kind of tough to show on the screen here, so I'm going to turn it sideways. Essentially what the idea is the kids have, and I love that these are broken down into digraphs, R-controlled vowels, some of your other phonics sounds, diphthongs, long vowel combos, and then we've got all of the consonants and vowels put in here on tiles. They are set up with Velcro, which is really handy so that the kids can work with these, and then it has a matching border so that it can be put back correctly. And actually, let me zoom in here to show you. It even has the little identifier there for the kids to be able to put these back in the correct places. And so if I were to take my little cheat sheet here, of course I wouldn't show this to the kids. This is my version, but I would tell the kids, I want you, because we're working on the short I sound today, let's go ahead and make the word, let's go dig. And so the students would go ahead and take their letter tiles off here, and they would build the word dig down here. And this is a great opportunity to talk about the difference between a consonant and a vowel and the concept why that they're different colors. And so then they go ahead and put in the word dig. From there, they're going to write it. They can draw a little picture of it, and then you'd move on to the next one. And you can work through your list here for different phonics specific patterns to make the different words. Working with words is another intervention that works with both phonemic awareness and phonics. So how this one works is the children will grab a card, they put it in the first box, and it is a picture of a lip. And so then they would tap it out for the sounds, ol, I, p. And then they would, the next section down, build it out. So this is the phonics part coming in. So we would connect it to the letters and the sounds, ol, I, p. And then they would draw the lip. Don't judge my drawing. And then they would write the letters themselves. So really versatile, fun way to get a lot of skills in with one activity. So demonstrating another one here. By the way, if you don't own these dry erase pockets, they're really nice. They wipe clean. So picture of the word six, s, I, x, s, I, x. Draw it. X. This next set of intervention ideas I love because they're hands-on, and our intervention kit includes 16 different options. So the idea is the options that we show you should be able to fit into those colorful containers that you see all over the place. And I'm going to show you how this first one will work. So this first one is called Doe Sound Smash. And so the idea here is you put, these all have a designated spot on these containers here that you can see to assemble these little kits. And the idea is that you're going to give the kids a word, and if you're just working on phonemic awareness, they can say the sounds in the word, and every time they do, they smash the Play-Doh. So if the word is sheep, you could say, or they could do sh, e, p. If you use different colored dough, what I love about that is you can say what color of dough represents the E in sheep, and then they would tell you the pink, or what color dough represents the P in sheep, and they would say the green. If you wanted to bring in some phonics, you could always use these dry erase pockets and have them underneath write the sounds to represent the sounds in the word. So we would talk through that. What is that sh sound? And so then they would put the sh. And we hear an E in the middle, but we know that E by itself would be a short vowel. So what would be the vowel combination for E? We have two choices, EE or EA. We talk through that, determine the EE, and then P at the end. And we have the word sheep. So a lot of great, and anytime you're gonna bring out something like Play-Doh, instant engagement. Another hands-on intervention idea would be the Poppet Sounds. Of course, they see a poppet, instantly interested in the activity. The idea here is they would say a word that you give them and then pop a bubble for each sound. So if the word is house, they would go ahead and say ow, s. Sound chains can be a lot of fun, again, from the hands-on intervention kits. So the idea here is the kids are going to be practicing how to manipulate the sounds in words, whether it be deleting sounds, adding sounds, or substituting sounds, whatever skill you're looking to work on with your students. We're going to go ahead and go through this example here in person. So if the word was snap, you will have the kids put a chain on for every sound they hear in the word snap. So they would start with the s, n, a, oh, come on, p. So snap, and you could have them, show you again, snap. And now what you will do is take the word snap and I want you to take away the n and tell me what the new word is. And so essentially then they would take out the n, the green one. These particular links are not the best. There are a lot easier ones out there. So then you go ahead and take out the n, and now we have the word sap, and they would sound it out, sap. So a really great one for practicing the different deletions, additions, and substitutions in words. If you can get your hands on some phonics skill-specific reading passages, they can be a really great tool to use during intervention time. This one specifically works on the ending digraph of CH, the ch sound. So the idea with the phonics mats for the phonics passages is that they would read the passage 3 times, so working on the fluency, bringing in that skill, and then they would color all of the ch words that have the ch at the end. I like to give them just like a yellow highlighter, and they'd go through and find those. They'd color in the dot every time they have read the passage. And then depending on if you have the Lucky Little Learners first grade version or the second grade version, this is second grade, so the story is a little bit more complex than the first grade. The first grade version has the alphabetical words already pulled from the story, and then they just put them in order, in ABC order here. Second grade, they go back and find the highlighted words, put them in ABC order, and then finally what they do is they color the pictures that have that ch in the end of the word. And you can go through and tell the kids this is a bench, a peach, a pair of pants, a beach, and a branch, so that they have an understanding of what those words are. And then bonus, if they get done early, they can draw a picture on the back of the paper, and that's really bringing in those comprehension skills. All right, so I hope that this training was helpful for you today. As an attendee of this video or this training, I am going to be gifting you these free small group lesson plan templates. We have included quite the variety in there because we know that teachers have different styles of planning. So we've included quite a few different templates for you. And the link can be found below this video if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or our blog. Look below this video and that link will be there for you for your free gift. And then as just a reminder, any of the intervention activities that we've talked about are highlighted in our small group and intervention literacy kit. And it is a very, very comprehension, massive pack of activities that can help you with your intervention instruction. And if you take a look at that, I think you will love what you see. Of course, luckylittlelearners.com has a ton of other ideas that we didn't speak on in this video. So definitely pop over there, use the search bar to find exactly what you need. And I just thank you for being a part of our training today. And I look forward to connecting with you soon.